it's Andrea from the blog Pine and Prospect Home, and Isaiah's joining me for this video. He'll probably fall asleep here soon, but hopefully he's not too much of a distraction. I know you guys probably all love seeing a little bit of baby, hopefully. If not, I'm sorry. Today I want to talk about my Christmas living room. Oh, it's so festive. I love this background behind me. So I guess we'll start in the entryway, and I'll just kind of talk about what I did this year, how I decorated. I kept things very, very simple this year. That word kept coming to my mind. Simple, simple, keep it simple. Maybe this guy has something to do with it, but as I was pulling all of my decor out of my bins and trying to decide what I wanted to do this year, I just didn't want to go crazy with decor. I wanted to keep things simple. So as you enter into our front door, you step into our entryway. I just hung a really simple wreath on our closet door there. It's gorgeous. I shared this wreath with you guys last week in my shopping video. I scored it at Marshall's, and I felt like it was a really good price for that size of a wreath. It's very large, and it just has this lifelike cedar. I believe it was $25 or $29. Which is a lot for me. I usually like to thrift for a lot of my Christmas decor, so it was an investment, but it's one of those things I'm gonna use year after year after year. I tied a pretty ribbon on the wreath with some beautiful ribbon that I got at Joann Fabrics, and then I used some brass bells as well to give it that holiday feel. Then as you kind of turn around, well, I guess I'll talk about the stairs. I didn't hang like a traditional swag on the stairs this year, or greenery, garland I should say. I just wanted to keep it clean and simple, so I just hung some pretty faux cedar with more brass bells. I got those at Walmart last year. Some more ribbon, and just kind of created my own little swag and tied it up right there on the newel post, and I think it's really beautiful. So then turning around in my little basket, my 3-tier basket that everybody asks about, that was thrifted for 15 bucks. I just put some cedar in the top of it, a few little twinkle lights, some ribbon, and that's it. Very clean, very simple. As you move into the living room here. Yes, yes. Tell Mama. Are you loving Christmas? He does. He just loves looking at all the lights. When I set him near the tree, he just stares at it. So it's really sweet. So as we move into the living room, let's just talk about a few of my favorite things this year. I am just really loving my two things, my mantle this year and my tree. So my mantle I did differently. In years past, I have done it straight, my garland straight under the beam. And I have a whole blog post about that and a YouTube video, how I create my garland under the beam. I like to layer, I like to add different picks. But this year I kind of swooped it a little bit, and I think it's really pretty. I moved it over a little bit more and then kind of hooked it on the corner, added lots of different pine cones and eucalyptus and different pine picks, and I think it's just so beautiful this year. Then on the other side, I added some really pretty stockings, like cable knit stockings. So one of the things that I've seen a lot lately, just comments on my videos, is what is that tapping? What is that strange tapping? It's so irritating, and I am so sorry about that. I do it without thinking. I am just patting his little bottom in my wrap. Oh my goodness, you guys, it's just something that gets him to sleep, and I do it without thinking, and then every time I edit my videos, I hear it and I think, oh my goodness, that's gonna be so bothersome to some people. So I apologize for that. But going back to my mantle, so I hung these beautiful cable knit stockings. I've collected them at different places over the years. I wanna say the cream colored ones were Walmart, and then the ones that have more of a gray tone were from Marshall's. TJ Maxx, Marshall's, those type of stores. I picked up 2 more or 3 more this year. So I found one that matched one that I already had, and then I grabbed 2 more that are over near the entrance into the dining room, which I'll talk about that in a second. But I just love the way these stockings look on my mantle. One thing that I haven't shared with you guys actually on my channel, I did share it over on Instagram stories, is I painted my built-ins a new color. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I switched the color to Stingray by Benjamin Moore. So I used to have it this much darker mushroom color that I made up. I literally mixed it with a bunch of paint that I had, but it always felt too heavy and too dark. So this lighter taupey color, I wanted to keep the taupe. I love the warmth of that. I loved the mushroom tone happening in here. I just wanted it to be lighter and brighter. So I'm really liking this color on the built-ins. And again, that's Stingray by Benjamin Moore. I think it's so pretty. So on the little shelves here next to my garland, I have some antique snowshoes sitting here that I really love. I love how those look against the stone. And then I kept my shelves very simple. You may have noticed that the cutting board situation is different here on my shelves. I used to have two. One that was an antique store find and one that my mom gave me, but my husband gave me this cutting board, and I've shared it here on my channel before. He gave me this for Christmas last year, I want to say, or the year before. It's an antique from Germany, and it's so beautiful, and I just wanted it more prominently like displayed in my home. And so I set it here for now, and I really love the way it looks with the mantle. I added some simple cedar here and there tucked away, and then I love the addition of a few shatterproof ornaments from Hobby Lobby. Those are where those pine cones are from. They have like a mercury glass feel. Hopefully this bouncing isn't bothering you guys too much. He is almost asleep. His eyes are closed. And then some vintage or antique ice skates on the bottom shelf. I love those. My grandfather gave those to me one year for Christmas, and I just think they're so pretty with some greenery there on the bottom. So that's my fireplace area. Now let's talk about one of my favorite parts of my living room, and that's what you see behind me, this beautiful Christmas tree. Oh, you guys, I love the way my Christmas tree turned out this year. The branches look different this year, and that's because I really took my time and played with them. I fluffed each branch and made sure to put all of the parts of the branch upward. And then I literally bent the branches themselves upward as well, because I wanted my tree to just have a more natural feel, like it came from a tree farm. And so I just love the way it looks this year. I love how everything is sort of pointing upward. It looks more full, and I don't know, just the look of it is so beautiful to me. Same tree as last year, but it looks like a different tree. It really does. I put the base in an old basket that I had that I thrifted for like $5. And I love the way it looks coming out of this really pretty basket. I kept the decor very simple on my tree this year. Literally just hung some wooden beads, some more of those mercury glass sort of pine cones. And then I hung a few more mercury glass ornaments as well as some ribbon. And I just kind of went crazy with ribbon on it this year. Gray velvet ribbon, brown ribbon, the deep brown kind of ties into the pine cones happening on the mantle. And guys, I just really love the way it looks. I also added a few antique bulbs on the tree as well. Antique, vintage, I know those terms, you have to use those carefully because antique is after a certain amount of years. Oh, my mind just went blank. It's not considered an antique unless it's like a certain number of years old, and I can't remember what that number is. So the bulbs are probably vintage, not antique. I have to be careful sometimes with my words, but you guys know what I'm saying. You get it. Anyways, that's my tree. I love the way it turned out. It's very simple, but I just love the natural, minimal feel of it. Of course, the white chairs, I used those beautiful brown velvet pillows that I scored that I shared with you last week. I love the way those look on my chairs. They feel cozy, yet they have this like special holiday feel because they have that velvet on them. And then I want to talk about the entrance, like moving into my dining room. So I hung some garland on the archway. I love the way it looks. That garland is from Joann's. I got it last year, and it's so realistic looking. It's so pretty. I put lights all through it, but I needed to hide the wire, and so I decided to put some antique, vintage, I don't know, some old skis right next to the where the wire comes down, and I hung a few of my stockings there as well, just with little tacks on the board and batten, and it was a perfect way to kind of hide the cord that goes down and plugs in. So you can really get creative when you need to hide cords, but that's what I did in that corner, and I love just the whole feel of it. I love the way it looks. I kept greenery around my couch, very simple, just some eucalyptus, some faux cedar. And one more thing I want to talk about, I know last year I did like a separate post on my sunroom, but I kept my sunroom pretty simple this year. The tree that I just shared in my boys' bedroom for that giveaway, I actually decided to switch that one with my sunroom tree because my sunroom tree was very slim and my boys' bedroom is small. So I switched them. So I put that tree that I just shared with you in my sunroom from Puleo International. I'll link it for you guys, it's beautiful. Did the same thing with the branches and stuck it in an old vintage metal like bucket that my mom gave me. I think she found that at a thrift store and she said I could use it for my decor this year. My husband built a tree stand that would fit inside the bucket, and we put the tree in the bucket, and it's so pretty. And then I took all of my hem garlands that I've made. I have a video all about that hem garland, very simple to make. I put that all over the tree since the piano is out there, and I kind of did a whole little sort of like music theme out there. I found some vintage, the most precious vintage like musical instruments that I was going to use in the boys' bedroom, but I'll talk about that later in another video. They were very specific with what they wanted in their bedroom. So these little cute cymbals that I found that are vintage, and this little, what are those things called, tambourines? Am I messing that up? It is a tambourine, just wanted to check my mom brain. Okay, all right, I just think that they look so pretty with some cedar tucked on the shelves. I was holding the passy in his mouth, but I think he's good now. I think he's asleep. Anyways, I just love like the musical feel in the sunroom, and I wanted to share a little peek of that space with you as well. I'll probably keep a lot of my ribbons and wrapping paper on my desk, just like I did last year. I'll add a card for that if you want to check it out. But that's my living room tour for you guys, and I hope you enjoy it. If you have any questions, or if there's something that I didn't talk about or mention, please leave a comment. I'm also gonna have a blog post with photos, so if you see something that you love that inspires you, head to my blog, pin the images. You guys have no idea how much that helps my blog. When you go there, spend time on my blog, pin the images, it does wonders for my website. And so anyways, just wanted to throw that out there. It's a great way to save inspiration too by pinning things to your Pinterest board that you can refer to later. So I love sharing with you guys. I hope you enjoyed this tour of my living room space, all dressed up for Christmas. Let me know what you think about the new color on the built-ins. I really love it. It's much, much lighter than the previous color. Even though it's hard to tell, kind of, but it is much lighter. So I really love the way it's looking this year, but got to get some gifts wrapped to put under the tree. I feel like that would have been pretty, but didn't get to that in time for this video. So if you are new to my channel, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.